Yes.
Good morning to all. I extend a warm welcome to dignitaries, distinguished presenters, delegates, academicians, and participants joining us from different parts of India and across the world. I am Dr. Deepshikha Parashar, Head Department of Political Science and International Relations, IS Dean to be University, and convener of this conference. Welcome you all. As a session coordinator, it gives me real pleasure to welcome you all to the technical session 3, Information Integrity in the Digital Age, under the 2-day online international conference on global issues and media response, jointly organized by Writer Reservoir, a think tank of academicians, and Communication Today, a quarterly bilingual journal. This session is particularly significant as it focuses on the evolving challenges of misinformation, cyber ethics, AI intervention, and safeguarding communication integrity in today's hyper connected media landscape. I extend my best wishes to all the presenters who will be sharing their insight. As a session coordinator, it is my privilege to introduce our session chair, Professor S.M. Al-Fared Hussain. Dr. Hussain is a distinguished professor in the Department of Mass Communication at Assam University, Silchar, where he has been teaching for the past 20 years. He is a scholar with rich interdisciplinary background. He graduated in English literature from Delhi University and pursued his master in mass communication and journalism from Tejpur University. He earned his PhD from Behrampur University, Odisha, with a specialization in media framing of conflicts in Northeast India. His research interests include media framing, political communication, popular culture. We are honored to have him to lead this session. Sir, I welcome you on the behalf of the whole organizing team and present you a symbolic virtual bouquet expressing our gratitude.
Thank you. Thank you, madam.
We are truly honored to have you to guide this session. We look forward to an engaging and meaningful dialogue. I now respectfully hand over the session to our respected session chair, Professor Al-Fared Hussain, to take the proceedings further.
Thank you, madam. And thank you to Professor Sanjeev Dhanawat for this gracious invitation to me to be part of this 2-day international conference organized by very well-known, journal Communication Today and Writers Reservoir. So I have the pleasure and the honor to chair this particular session. This session, as Professor Deepshikha Parashar has already mentioned, it is on information integrity in the digital age. And this will particularly look into issues of misinformation, disinformation, or all these, issues that have plagued us because of or even artificial intelligence, because of things like the penetration of internet and a digital culture that has arisen because of this phenomenon. So I look forward to this particular session today, and I invite all our esteemed paper presenters for this session. We have uh, mm, we have a list. We have around we have 13 paper presenters today, and we have to wind it up in the next 1.5 hours by clock. So that gives us around, say, 7 minutes or
I
seven
think
to
5 minutes.
5 minutes, sir.
Just 2 minute question answer.
Five
Six
2 minute question
minutes.
answer. So before without much ado, I would like to now invite Dr. Bhagwan Singh, if he's present here today. And Dr. Bhagwan Singh will be presenting a paper on cyber suraksha evam digital giraftari, digital arrest. Do we have Dr. Bhagwan Singh today in this session?
I think he is not there.
Okay, sir. We move on to the next speaker presenter then. It will be Vani Bhatnagar, industrial professional from Texas, USA. Is Madam Vani available in this session?
Yeah, she is there.
Okay. So I invite Mrs. Vani Bhatnagar She will be presenting a paper titled From Clicks to Credibility, How AI, Cybersecurity, and Ethical Data Practices are Redefining Trust in Digital Media. So I invite Vani Bhatnagar, please kindly to take it forward from here with your paper presentation.
Sure, thank you very much. And I'll be sharing my screen if you don't mind. Can you all see my screen?
It came, but it went off again. Can you just put it back? Can you share it again?
Sure.
Yes. Now you can make it full screen.
Can you all see it now?
We can see it, but in a condensed form. Can you just make it full screen?
Is it possible?
No, it went off again. Well, so you please continue with that form only that we saw just now.
Okay, do you mind giving me a minute, quick minute?
Yes.
I'll share, reshare. Thank you.
Yes, yes, madam. We can see your slide now. Yes. Yes.
Can you see it now?
Yes, we can see. Yeah.
Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you so much for bearing this with me. So I'd like to give a quick introduction of mine. Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Vani Bhatnagar, and I have led brand and digital strategies for many global multinational companies and Fortune 500 companies.
वीडियो ऑन कीजिए ना, रिकॉर्डिंग हो रही है इसकी.
Okay, okay. Is it all okay? Does it all look okay?
Yeah. Please
okay. Yes, I was just quickly introducing myself that I have led brand and digital strategies for multinational companies and Fortune 500 organizations. And I have my roots in advertising and journalism, and I focus mostly how credibility and technology shape modern media today. And it's truly my privilege to present my perspectives in the presence of great academicians like what we heard in the first session. And today I'll just briefly present that why trust, not clicks, should drive media strategy in the age of AI. My talk is titled Clicks to Credibility, and I'll cover 2025 landscape, the risk, the major case study, and what we can do to rebuild the trust that we're slowly losing with the advent of AI. So let's begin with the big picture for 2025. So the algorithmic age that is called 2025 and why it matters. So we have reached a point where AI is mediating nearly 80% of the information everybody consumes. And generative models truly blur authenticity and the synthetic content that we have been discussing in the previous session. Personalization, which is a gift, but also creates very imaginarily reality bubbles, and regulators all over the world are accelerating demands for more transparency everywhere. So the main idea that I'm presenting today is the explainable and trustworthy AI will separate in future what a responsible organization from the one which is only chasing engagement. So how is the media changing itself? We have discussed that previously. I'll just elaborate a little bit more in the next slide. So AI is reshaping every part of the media landscape, as we discussed before. In the points, it automates content and story selection. In TV, influences, editing, personalized advertising. Online news is now heavily shaped by hyper-personalization. You can see that whatever you are interested in or you have shown your interest in the past, you are served just that. And social platforms just do the same. They also rely on algorithmic amplification and these automated moderations that you can see, meaning in simple words, you are served wherever you are showing your interest. So ultimately, algorithmic visibility, not editorial judgment, is now determining what the audiences are going to see. So, and this shift has major consequences. So the engagement economy and the crisis of truth, that's the consequences I'm going to discuss here. So the engagement becomes the goal. So whenever that happens, so sensational content only wins. False information spread nearly 3 times faster than the verified one. And AI-generated content floods the ecosystem, and most people consume news through algorithm feeds that we all observe and notice. So this creative, very polarized, and what should I say, manipulable public sphere, which directly threatens our democratic process that we have discussed in the previous session. And behind all of this is data, and a lot of it. So data is the new oil, that's how I like to call it. And platforms, all platforms collect enormous range of data. You know a little bit, but this is where I deal with. So it takes your behavioral signals, your tongue twisted. So psychological profiles, your location trails, your social relationships, or your content preferences, as I mentioned before. So combined all these data that allows platforms to predict what you want and influence that in future. And that has become the core of our economic engine. You can see on many e-commerce websites that whatever the products we have shown interest toward or leaned towards in the past, similar products or the same products are served to you in the next sessions to yours. And we don't really understand that whatever we are giving consent for, and we don't understand the trade-off between the consent that we are giving and whatever is being served to us. So large data systems introduce the security risks as well. Moving on to the next one. So media companies are major targets as well, as we discussed in the previous session, that hackers can shut down the newsrooms, they can change the published stories or even false information, or they have the capability to change even the archives. And deepfakes, as we were discussing before, can be used as manipulate even elections or public opinions as well. And this is isn't a tech issue. This is a real threat to, as a society, how we function, as media organization we function, what kind of responsibility we own towards that. Talking about deepfakes, AI and black box problems. So we talk about deepfakes and AI emergence before. So deepfakes have now really matured to the point, grown to the point where we can really distinguish between the reality and creators' liar's dividend. And what is a liar dividend is when truth is questioned. So even if you serve a true story, it will be question marked because you have seen so much of lie in the past because you don't know if it is a real evidence or it is not. So it can truly be dismissed. And at the same time, AI systems developed emergent behaviors that can be, even creators cannot predict. And the AI works on its own, and that is where, and that is not really explained properly. And that is called a black box, AI black box. So it becomes the information and the systems become very opaque, non-transparent. And the tools that we cannot, and even sometimes even AI itself cannot explain itself. And this leads to very broader ethical and privacy concerns. Moving on. So we're living in a time where data is constantly collected. Algorithms can have biases and reinforce the biases, and consent is often hidden behind the long terms and conditions that you sign up. And sometimes it's mandatory even to access that particular platform or the service or the product that you want to buy. And all of this create an environment where trust in digital systems, media platforms, everything grows weaker and weaker with the passage of time. It was discussed in that previous session. Professor Kaushik brought it up, that Cambridge Analytica collected data from about 87 million Facebook users and built psychographic political profiles and used them to influence a major election in the United States. And the scandal triggered about a $5 billion fine and a global regulatory scrutiny after GDPR, you might have heard of. That's a EU law for data consent and protection. So that came in effect after that. And a long-term trust deficit really built up for social platforms, especially for Facebook post that event, which surfaced in 2018. And it's really proved that how easily any personal data can be weaponized. So how do we move toward this responsible data and digital strategy? So responsible digital ecosystem really require alignment of ethical standards and our goals, global goals, of business goals, media goals, awareness goals, whatever goals we have. But it has to be really very well aligned with ethical standards. We can reduce inequality, strengthen institutions, and improve digital literacy through our intentional design of AI and algorithms. And where we can really use this UN recommendation for SDGs, how to really incorporate AI and the data usage in our practices so we can really serve ethically to our customers or to our audiences. So explainable AI implementation. Explainable AI would be an AI that knows and explains how it has used a certain algorithm, and it can explain to you so you know how to use it. And the second point would be very independent ethics oversight. There has to be a certain governance by a certain governing body. We should all have certain standards that we all follow. Then this transparent algorithm reporting, and really major investment of awareness in digital literacy of common public. And of course, last not the least, cybersecurity strengthening. So we really need to develop sector-wide security standards and collaborative threat intelligence that really improvise overall security for information. So that would be all from my side. Thank you so much again for this opportunity of presenting. I appreciate you all.
Thank you so much, Madam Vani Bhatnagar. It has been a really illuminating start for this session. You have really set the tone for this particular session on information integrity in the digital age. I really appreciate all the key, important, crucial points that you have brought to this brought to the table today for all of us to ponder upon as we move forward. Thank you very much for your presentation. And we go on to the next presenter. It is a joint paper presentation by Dr. Ajit Gagare and Mr. Rushikesh Mandlik. And their paper is also on artificial intelligence integration in Marathi entertainment. Do we have Dr. Ajit Gagare or Rishikesh Mandlik?
Yes,
with
sir.
us?
Thank you. Thank you
Yes.
very much.
Yes.
Behalf of my guide, respected Dr. Ajit Gagare, sir, I am presenting my paper. Can
Okay.
I present
Yeah,
now?
please start. Please start.
Thank you,
Yes.
sir. Is my PPT visible, sir?
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you, sir. Our topic is artificial intelligence in integration in Marathi entertainment innovations in general entertainment channels and over-the-top platforms. I am Rushikesh Parashar Mandlik and my guide Dr. Ajit Gagare. We are from Department of Media and Communication Studies, Savitribai Phule, Pune University. We are presenting this study. The digital transformation itself is a new concept, or AI is uh, a trending in this area. Yeah, in our Marathi serial also, we are facing or we are adapting this AI transformation, the digital transformation. We have studied this case study for we have used for the Marathi serial. In regional renaissance, Marathi entertainment is embracing AI technologies across general entertainment channels and over the top platforms, transforming creative and operational process while preserving cultural identity. Innovation meets tradition. We see the previous or tradition things in Marathi entertainment or Marathi serial. Now they adapting technologies, new technologies like AI, digital technologies, and from Sony Marathi's groundbreaking to Bhetshi Navani to Planet Marathi OTT, regional media is redefining storytelling through intelligent automation and personalization. Our research focuses on some three things: AI integration analysis, examine how AI technologies are deployed in Marathi general elective channels and OTT platforms for creative operational enhancement, cultural impact assessment. We evaluate implications for regional identity, storytelling, authenticity, and artistic labor in the digital age. And we have studied also global contextualizations, position developments within broader media trends toward automation and personalized content delivery. This is a case study. We have choose the Marathi serial to Bhetshi Navani. The actor says, Subodh Bhave said that it was challenging to adjust performance with AI generated cues, but it opened now creative possibilities. This is India's first Marathi serial integrating AI, demonstrates how regional industries adapt cutting edge technologies. AI assisted scene rendering, reduced editing time, and while improving visual continuity also. In AI implications in production, there is scene continuity. AI reduced editing time. In this study, we have observed that AI reduced editing time by half through automated sequence alignment and lighting consistency checks. Voice modulation is also there. Automated dubbing maintains Marathi tonality while enabling multilingual versions for global. And audience analytics, data-driven insights identify popular story arcs and character preferences, shaping creative decisions also. There are some advancement or some advantages of AI within this production of AI. This serial production efficiency gains 50% time reduction is there, and 3x faster dubbing is there. Editing time cut in half through AI assisted post production workflows, and automated voice synthesis accelerates multilingual content creation. AI democratizes production by lowering costs and enabling smaller studios to compete with major networks while maintaining quality. And these are the photos of the actor Subodh Bhave. Uh, his previous or elder age photos they have choose, and from that they make the AI generated character of his character of him. Uh, in balancing innovation and authenticity, there are some creative collaboration. AI is brush, not the painter, but soul of Marathi storytelling remains human, said Ajay Mayekar, the director of this serial. There is cultural preservation and human oversight also. In cultural preservation, AI dubbing models trained on Marathi speech patterns from regional theatre recordings and maintain linguistic authenticity. Every creative decision remains under human control. Of course, human control is very important, is there, and human control positioning AI as a support rather than replacement. Expanding cultural reach, global accessibility is increased for the beauty use of this AI. Machine learning for translation and dubbing allow Marathi content to reach diaspora audiences while introducing non-Marathi viewers to regional narratives. And OTT platforms employ adaptive recommendation systems tailored to linguistic identity, ensuring regional stories remain visible in competitive digital spaces. Cultural multiplier effect is there due to technology. Technology amplifies regional identity across linguistic boundaries, creating a cultural multiplier effect where local stories gain international resonance. This democratization promotes inclusivity while maintaining the distinctive character of Marathi entertainment. Uh, there are some challenges and considerations for this technology in Marathi serial. Algorithmic bias we observe there. Automated translation tools risks distorting meaning in languages rich with democratic expression requiring human editorial control. Also, there is one thing that there is if there is AI also, we require human editorial control. Creative labor evolution is needed there. We had the actor said we had to learn to work with algorithms just like we once learned to work with cameras. And cultural homogenization, AI-driven personalization may simplify nuanced regional narratives into data-friendly formats without international oversight. And of course, there is ethical accountability, ethical consideration are very important there. Maintaining creative authorship and data privacy while leveraging AI's efficiency requires collaborative frameworks. What will be the future of this AI in regional entertainment? AI in Marathi entertainment represents cultural evolution, not disruption. By integrating machine intelligence into traditional storytelling, the industry demonstrates that technological advancement can amplify artistic expression while preserving linguistic cultural identity. Of course, there is a innovation which embrace AI as creative collaborator. Preservation will require safeguard our cultural authenticity and expansion reach global audiences. This balanced approach offers a replicable model for regional media ecosystems worldwide, proving that technology and traditional can coexist harmoniously. So I am very thankful that organizers give me chance to present my paper here. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Rishikesh Mandlik, for this very thought-provoking paper on the AI integration in the regional entertainment sector. I really appreciate the amount of thought that you have put into this particular paper. You have dealt with various aspects which we will discuss as we move forward. But I congratulate both of you for this wonderful integration or intervention to this conference here today. And we move to our third next paper presenter, N.L., Assistant Professor, Acharya Institute of Graduate Studies, Karnataka. Is N.L. present here today?
Yes, sir.
Yes, and her paper is Media Narratives on Artificial Intelligence, a study of Indian English online news portals. N.L., please start your presentation.
Okay, good morning, sir. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to present my paper. I'm going to share the screen. 1 second. Are you able to see the screen?
Not yet, not yet. Just
1 second. Okay.
yes, now we can see. Yeah, you just make it full screen.
Yeah, sir. 1 second. Is it visible now?
It's visible. Yes, please continue. Yeah.
Okay. So
It's not full
the
screen, but you can see. Yes.
okay, I'm trying. Like, 1 second, sir.
By the time, Syed sir, may I request that there is a message from Dilip Khan. He's saying that he
Yes,
want to
yes.
present a paper little earlier as he is in a cyclone affected area in
Oh.
Pondicherry.
Oh, can we have his paper immediately after?
Yes,
And
after NL we can take up the paper of
Okay.
It will be
Dilip.
great help, sir, because
No
my
problem.
electricity and internet is severely
Yes.
affected.
Yes. Okay.
you
No
so much.
problem. We'll start after her paper.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir.
So are you able to see my screen?
We can see your screen. Please continue, NL. Yes.
Okay. Okay. The topic of my research article is Media Narratives on AI, a study of Indian English online news portal. So my introduction talks about the rise of artificial intelligence and its use in media has created complex ethical debates, especially with the emergence of generative AI tools. The term AI artificial intelligence refers to the branch of computer science methods which is dedicated to replicating human intelligence. These technologies offer new opportunities for news gathering, content creation, production, and dissemination. The rapid proliferation of AI and the emergence of new technologies have transformed journalism discourse, which has the potential to revolutionize the way we think about intelligence. Considering artificial intelligence versatility and plurality, news reporting covers its impact on every domain, such as business, education, health, etc. Moving to the next slide, this is the literature review. So you can see Simiz and Suleiman through their work titled The Digital Transformation of Journalism, discuss the radical changes and the rapid digital transformation in media and journalism field. Next is Milan and Ashen, 2025. Their work also talk about the thematic trends of AI in journalism by exploring 72 referenced journal articles and highlights the different ways AI is transforming journalism and journalism practices. Next, moving to the research objectives to identify the dominant themes related to AI in the selected leading news portals, to examine the tone used in AI-related news stories, to study the content type of news stories. Methodology, the research uses digital content analysis of the English news portals combining quantitative coding. The approach allows identification of broad patterns, frequency of themes and tones. A purposive sampling technique was used to select 60 online news stories, 20 stories from each of these three portals, The Hindu, The Times of India, and The Indian Express. The time frame is March 1, 2025 to November 30, 2025. Selection criteria prioritized stories explicitly addressing AI or closely related with emerging technologies, diversity of story types, news, feature, opinion, explainers, or representation across the study period. So these are the coding categories. So I have divided the coding categories into 7 and I have given numbers. First is technological innovation. Second is business and economy. Third one is policy and regulations. Fourth one is ethical and social concern. Fifth one is misinformation and deep fake. Sixth one, labor and the future work. Seventh one is risky and safety. Next categories, story type, news article, opinion, editorial, and the tone of the news story is positive, negative, and neutral. So these are the results. Times of India. The interpretation is the coverage of AI in the Times of India indicates that the technological innovation is the most dominant theme, consistently receiving the highest frequency across the month. The tone of the coverage indicates neutrality. The result shows that the coverage of AI is portrayed in a balanced and factual manner rather than as a threat. In terms of the content type, majority of the news stories are news articles, while opinion news appears sporadically and the editorials are absent. This is the second results, the Hindu. And the interpretation is the Hindu's coverage on AI shows that technological innovation and policy regulations are the most dominant themes appearing between the 4 and 7 times of each month. And the study reveals that the Hindu focus mainly on technological innovation and regulatory issues. The tone of the coverage is neutral, reflecting a factual and balanced approach to reporting. In terms of the content type, majority of the stories are news articles, with only a few opinion pieces are editorials. Next one is the Indian Express, and the interpretation is the Indian Express covers on AI that shows technological innovation is the dominant theme. The tone of the coverage is neutral, reflecting a balanced and factual approach. In terms of the content type, majority of the news stories are news articles with only opinion piece are there and editorials are absent. And next, I'm focusing on my conclusion part. This study focused on the coverage of AI in the leading English news portals by analyzing 60 news stories. The study found that each news portal's coverage is different. The Times of India mainly focus on how AI affect the daily lives of human beings in terms of relationships, social interactions, and emotional well-being. The Hindu, by contrast, uses balanced and analytical tones. The Times of India focus on the technological innovation and AI-driven advancement. Despite these differences, the most common thread across all three leading news portals is a consistent presence of ethical issues related to privacy, misinformation, and algorithms, etc. So this study highlights that the news portals are increasingly engaging with AI as a transformative source. Future research can go deeper into these results by using large data sets to study regional media and explore how audience respond to AI. AI continued to revolutionize and intersect with media practices, journalistic transparency, and ethical guidance. Modern technology plays a very, very important role in our daily life, and it actually influences the youth, especially how they learn, communicate, and build relation, etc. And on the positive side, AI tools which helps the youth to learn more skills, and at the same time, it has some negative impact also. These technology also bring challenges. For example, the rise of misinformation, deep fakes, and AI-generated content can confuse young audience and affect their understanding of reality. At the same time, I wanted to talk about the more interesting highlight of the research is most of the youngsters are addicted to this AI chatbots, and they use it for the sexual purpose. So this type of these type of points are actually we need to discuss about it because it is affecting the youngsters. So we have to give more importance to them in terms of their usage of AI. So these are the reference, and thank you so much, sir, for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ms. N.L., for your interesting contribution and insightful research-oriented contribution to this seminar today, to this particular session. I thank you for your contribution, and we move on to the next paper. Because of some natural calamity, we would like to invite Dilip Khan to kindly make his presentation because he is at the epicenter of a thunderstorm, I think, or cyclone.
Cyclone.
So without much ado, I would request Dilip Khan to kindly start your presentation. Yes.
Thank you so much, sir. And thanks for considering my request. My name is Dilip, and I'm a PhD scholar in Hardev Joshi University of Journalism and Mass Communication, Jaipur. Currently, I'm residing in Pondicherry. So my topic is about recently concluded Bihar Assembly elections and the role of Facebook advertisement and the correlation between spending on Facebook ad and electoral result. Can I present my screen?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Thank you so much. So here I go. So it is about patterns of paid political communication on Facebook Bihar Assembly elections 2025. Facebook Meta Library is the largest repository of any online political ad on any platform, be it Google or any other such kind of social media or any digital platform. So I analyzed the Meta library data set extracted from it, and it was a very large data set. You can see it here. It's like 20,000 of data set, but I extracted them and categorized the data, which consists of at least 1 lakh rupees spending or more. And it is over like 90 days period of Bihar election till the result date. The study includes both official party pages and supporter tagged pages. So when I say supporter tagged pages, it is not from the BJP Bihar or BJP India pages. It is like from the candidate or from the any pages that support BJP, that support INC or RJD, whichever party. So I grouped those supporter page into the parent political party, so that standardization of party level to ensure the accurate grouping. So total ads analyzed was 211. Total spending was 11 crore 79 lakhs. So I told earlier about the supporter tagged ads. It was 38. Lesser number of the ads were supporter tagged, and supporter tagged page spending is 75 lakh, and non-supporter, yani official pages, I mean, it was like 11 crore. So you can see the breakdown of the spending of all political party. So in NDA, I grouped all the political party which was part of the NDA, be it BJP, LJP, JDU, or RLP. So NDA spent out of 11 crore, 7 crore 58 lakh, that is a huge 63%. And Mahagathbandhan, that consists of RJD, Congress, left parties, VIP, and IIP. It spent merely 1 crore 38 lakh, and others spent 2 crore 82 lakhs. In others, the major share and contribution was from Jan Swaraj Party, Prashant Kishore's party, and you can see the you will see the breakdown in the next slide. So we can see that BJP only ran 17 ads, and in 17 ads they spent 5 crore, whereas JDU ran 120 ads but spent only 2.25 crore. So it is clearly saying that BJP and JSP, Jan Swaraj Party, follow a high value and low volume model. Few ads but extremely high spending per advertisement, while JDU follows a high volume, low value model. So it ran 120 ads, but the costs were very low. It was JDU focused on the district wise, assembly constituency wise, while BJP tried to cater the entire Bihar or pan India audience. Similarly, INC and RJD lags significantly behind NDA in absolute spending. You can see here, this is the number of ads, 17 ads, 9 ads. And if you see the concentration of the ads, so one single page, BJP Bihar spent in one single advertisement 491 crore. Similarly, Baat Bihar ki, flagged by Jan Swaraj Party, spent 95 lakhs. Jan Swaraj official page spent 75 lakhs, and INC Bihar pages combined altogether 53 lakhs. So the interpretation of this chart can be the BJP Bihar page, the dominant digital actor. One single page almost equals the entire MGP Mahagathbandhan spending. So Mahagathbandhan, who spend all together, is lesser than the single page of flagged by the BJP, and the page is BJP Bihar. Now, this reflects the strong resource capacity within BJP, professional digital campaigning by the BJP, centralization of the communication in certain parties. So certain parties uses campaign agencies, especially the JDU, BJP, and Jan Swaraj. Come to this page. So I try to figure out I try to implement all these tests to show the authenticity, the variation, the correlation between these ads. So Gini coefficient, it was like 0.76, very high concentration within a fewer ads. And when I say 0.76, so Gini close to 1 means almost all spending is concentrated among a very few actors. Lorenz curve, which is below in this chart, confirm this. A massive steep curves indicates massive inequality too. So meaning, what does it mean? Political communication on Facebook is not evenly distributed during this Bihar Assembly election campaign. A handful of advertisers shape most of the public facing political content, and this again raises important regulatory and ethical consideration on the meta functioning and meta spending on the Facebook. Moving to slide number 8. Again, these are the tests to just to verify the if NDA are statistically higher spending than the MGB ads, if party-wise spending patterns differ substantially, so if the ANOVA test confirms structural differences in spending patterns, and if the chi-square ads far from equally distribution across alliances, that is NDA versus Mahagarbandhan, MGB, and the others. So if you see this particular chart, here it shows the seat distribution, the seat won by the NDA and Mahagarbandhan out of 243 seats that Bihar Assembly have. NDA won 202 seats, and this blue bar shows the number of seats, and the orange or this saffron bar shows the number of ad run by the political parties. So NDA significantly outspent MGB. BJP is the single biggest spender. JDU uses a frequent low spend strategy, and similarly the others. In others, you can see the independent that spend tiny amounts. The major contributor of the others is Jansuraj, as I told earlier. So interpretation of the finding is, as I said earlier, NDA outspent MGBs significantly. BJP dominates high value ad spending. JDU uses broad low spend strategy. Supporter based pages, small share but visible. Heavy concentration, visibly imbalanced. Reflect asymmetrical digital mobilization. Strong correlation between ad spend dominance and electoral dominance. Clear asymmetry in digital mobilization and evidence of resource driven visibility. So sorry to this sound because the boards are. What it doesn't prove? No direct causation between Facebook ads and votes, because it needs further exploration on what other factors decided the voting pattern, impacted the voting pattern. Does this include smaller ads, less than 1 lakh? No. Does not account for offline campaign. So how does offline campaigning affect the voter behavior and all other factors that we discussed after the analyzing the Bihar election, be it Jivika Didi and all? We didn't include those factors in my study. So does not measure voter exposure or persuasion. Caste, candidate appeal, turnout, local issues, major compounding factors. I didn't include. It is solely focused on the meta spending and the electoral outcome. So these are the findings of my this research paper. You are free to ask any question if you feel like. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. So we have a confusion with your name. Is it Dilip Khan or Dilip Kumar?
My certificate name is Dilip Kumar. I commonly known as Dilip Khan.
Okay.
Because my father's name is Khan, and I usually carry those.
Okay, so that clarification is given. So it's a wonderful paper because it looks into a very recent the assembly elections in Bihar, and of course we cannot draw any conclusions about whether this ad spend on the digital sphere actually translated into this massive victory that the NDA secured in the assembly elections. But nevertheless, you have already mentioned that these are some of the factors which we cannot assume through this particular relationship between ad spend and electoral dividend. But anyway, it's a wonderful, intervention, a contribution, and it actually expands our understanding of how digital is becoming more and more mainstream today, and people are spending, especially the political parties are actually, spending immense, huge amount of their electoral, campaign budget into the digital platforms. So
I only try to
Yes.
figure out if there is any correlation between the ad
Okay.
spending and the electoral outcome, and I found
Right.
that there is.
There is. Okay. So even though you come to this conclusion, there is a direct, relationship, but there might possibly have been several other factors that could have,
Of course,
contributed to this.
Of course.
Yes.
Of course.
So we can, but we will have to let you go now, Dilip ji, because of the external factors happening.
Thank you
at
so
work.
much, sir. It's a,
Yes.
horrible
Yes,
scene.
I really appreciate and I congratulate you, and you have actually contributed to elevating the standard of this discussion today. And we will meet again sometime very soon in some future, engagement, or in some future conference, seminar, or meetings. So with this, I allow you to go because of the factors at your area in Pondicherry, and we now move ahead with this session as we invite now Rukshar Parveen, if she is available in this room today. Rukshar Parveen, Assistant Professor, Department of English, MATS University, Raipur. Rukshar Parveen, are you there? If no, we move ahead to the next paper. I now invite Animik Samanta and Dr. Smiti Padhi for their paper on From Visibility to Commodification. Are you there, Animik Samanta? Animik Samanta and Dr. Smiti Padhi. If no, then we can move ahead. Okay, we move forward then. Now the next presenter is Dilip Kumar. Are you available, Dilip Kumar?
So Dilip sir has already presented.
Oh, acha, Dilip Khan. Okay, Dilip Khan
Ji,
is on
ji.
Dilip Kumar. Okay.
Thank you,
Yes.
sir.
Yeah. So then it's Hare Krishna Pradhan and
Yes, sir.
Dr. Padhi. Yes.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Hare Krishna Pradhan. Yeah.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. I invite you to make your presentation. The paper is on normalization of crime against women in Hindi cinema. Analysis of selected films. Please continue, Hare
Yes,
Krishna
sir.
Pradhan.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon. I am Hare Krishna Pradhan from Research Scholar, Fakirmon University, Odisha. I will take 1 minute, sir, for sharing the screen.
Yes, it's on. Yes. And I request the other members to kindly put your mics on mute so that only Hare Krishna Pradhan's mic is on. Yes, please continue, Hare Krishna.
Sir, my topic is normalization of crime of some selected fields. 1 minute, sir. Yes, sir.
Please continue.
So background of the study is we know the Hindi cinema has a strong influence on public attitudes and gender norms, but women are often shown in a passive way, submissive way, and decorative roles. So many films present violence, aggression, king, and objectification as entertainment. So this repeated portrayal makes harmful behavior look normal. So the study examines how films normalize the violence or portrays the women's or the portrays the criminal against women through visuals, narrative, and character. The objectives of my research includes to examine how Hindi cinema routinely portrays crime and violence against women, to analyze the visual, symbolic, and narrative techniques that normalize or justify uh, aggression against women, and to identify recurring patterns of misogyny representation in selected mainstream films, also to explore the broader cultural and social implications of these cinematic portrayals. And the methods I used here, the qualitative approach, it includes the semiotic analysis like visual signs, camera work, gestures, symbols, and narrative analysis include the story structure, dialogue, character arcs. For these analysis, I take the five films like Kabir Singh, Dabang, R. Rajkumar, Grand Masti, and Bol Bachan. Now, I want to come the film-wise analysis. What we found that in Grand Masti 2013, heavy sexual objectification of the woman played as comedy. Women shows as props for male fantasies or funnies. Likely in Dobong 2010, the male dominance framed as charm, forceful interactions treated as flirtation, female rule silent and soft focused. In Bol Bachan 2012, verbal dominance and belting of women framed as comedy. Quick camera cuts, minimize women's presence, reinforces stereotypes of women as less important. Likely in Kabir Singh 2019, the slapping, anger, control, shown as intensive love. Camera focuses on hero's emotions, irrespective of abuse. Female silence reinforces male power. And in R. Rajkumar, Romeo Rajkumar 2013, stalking presents as romantic pursuit, humor and music hide coercive behavior, female acceptance shown as inevitable. These are the key findings. Violence framed as romance. Slapping or forceful behavior by the male shown as love. Aggression shown as heroism or humor, like comic sounds, music, slow motion scenes. Likely shown as aggression shows as heroism or humor. Objectification treated as entertainment, like camera scans, sexual jokes, visual focuses on female bodies, and the female silence and submissiveness. Always it shows like the females or women's given minimal dialogue, shows forgiving or passiveness, and male dominance rewarded always. From the findings and conclusion, the research suggests or even some implications and suggestions. Like cinema must recognize its power in shaping gender attitudes. The storytellers or producers avoid romanticizing stalking, slapping, intimidation, or objectification. It should create female characters with agency, voice, or complexity. Writers and directors should use responsible storytelling. Audiences need media literacy to question what films normalize. Educators, researchers, and policymakers should guide awareness, especially around suitable or hidden forms of normalized violence. So these are the findings. This is from my side, sir.
Thank you so much, Hare Krishna, and your supervisor, I guess, Dr. Smriti Padhi for this.
Yes,
For
sir.
this.
We compilingly make this research for
Yes,
selected PMs, sir.
It is an eye-opening paper because it opens up the structural, foundations on which most of our Hindi commercial cinema is based, and how, sexuality or objectification of women or even violence against women are, normalized. You have picked up a very relevant topic. It needs greater, wide circulation. These ideas needs to be widely circulated, not only among the audience members, but also among those, filmmakers who take recourse to such kind of, strategies for box office collection. I thank you for your presentation and this interesting intervention, and we move forward to the next presenter.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for the
Yes,
opportunity.
Thank you. Yes. And I move forward to the next presenter. It is Shalini Meena and Dr. Arti Sharma, if they are present, and their study is on a study of work-life balance of women in the IT sector. If either of Shalini Meena or Dr. Arti Sharma is present here in this room. Yeah, Shalini. Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, please continue. Yes.
Yeah.
Please.
Hello, everyone. My name is Shalini Meena from IIS Deemed to be University, Jaipur. I'm here to present abstract of my paper, which is titled as The Study of Work-Life Balance of Women in IT Sector. The IT sector has emerged as one of the fastest growing industries globally. In countries like India, it has created significant employment opportunities for women, especially in metropolitan technology hubs. This literature explores the sociological aspects of work-life balance and the opportunities and challenges faced by women in the information technology sector. It brings together research from sociology, gender studies, and management disciplines to understand how women navigate their professional and personal responsibilities in a fast-changing digital world. The paper focuses upon theories such as role conflict, work-family balance, gender organization, and feminist perspectives to explain the experiences of women in the IT sector. It examines empirical studies from India and across the world to understand both the progress and persistent inequalities that women continue to face. The review also discusses new opportunities created through remote work, globalization, and digital entrepreneurship. The paper concludes by identifying research gaps and suggesting sociological directions for future inquiry, highlighting that while globalization has improved employment opportunities for women, gender biasness, workplace biasness, and family pressure continue to challenge true equality. Ultimately, this work underscores the need for continued sociological inquiry to support more inclusive and gender-responsive transformations in the IT sector. Thank you. Thank you for listening.
So thank you, Ms. Shalini Meena, for this short, brief perspective on this very important, crucial issue of work-life balance, particularly among women who are in the IT sector.
Yes,
and
sir.
It's part of your PhD study, or it was just developed for this particular?
Part of my PhD study, sir.
It's a very relevant study that you are undertaking.
Yes,
and I
sir.
wish you all the best, because it will bring out a lot of issues that people might be aware about, the
Yes, sir.
constraints, the structural, the organizational, the psychological, or the various obstacles that women face in maintaining a work-life balance, particularly those in the IT sector. Thank you for your contribution, and we move
Thank you, sir.
forward to the next presenter. It is Equinif Raphael and Divine Favor Robinson from Nigeria. Is any of yes, Equinif, I can see you. Yes, please continue. Your paper is on assessment of digital technology in the protection of privacy and information integrity in Kaduna State, Nigeria. Please continue.
All right, thank you so much, and good morning all. The title is Assessment of Digital Technology in the Protection of Privacy and Information Integrity in Kaduna State, Nigeria. My name is Syed Murtaza, PhD, Department of Mass Communication, Evangel University, Akese, Nigeria, in Ebonyi State of Nigeria. I'm presenting together with Divine People Robinson of ISMA 4th Global Concept, Lagos State, Nigeria. Just as the topic says, Assessment of Digital Technology in the Protection of Privacy and Information Integrity in Kaduna State of Nigeria. This study is actually aimed at examining how social media platforms influence the protection of personal privacy protection of privacy among residents of Sabo in Chiku local government area of Kaduna State, with emphasis on digital technology's role in safeguarding personal data, maintaining information integrity, and enhancing message credibility and message fidelity. This study was informed by the fact that in the recent time, there is, or rather, there are increasing concerns about the safety of individuals' information posted online. In the age of proliferation of information and communication technologies, the social media has undoubtedly led to the ever-increasing number of users, particularly as the new media technology is fast changing the landscape. Issues around information posted online include things like self-invasion. This study is actually looking at a situation where online or other social media users, they invade themselves. While we're talking about invasion of privacy, it is seen that even individuals themselves, those who use social media, they are victims of self-invasion by the type of information they post online. So looking at the act of self-invasion of privacy by social media users, it is common to see users posting nude pictures. Today, when they post, they don't really know the implication until in the future it could be used against them in one way or the other. You see nude videos, exposures of family vacations. People want to travel for holidays, they post it online. Pictures of the children showing their schools and whereabouts. These things do dispose these families to dangers in the long run. Well, some show exposures of family shoppings, birthday, and other indoor and outdoor events. While these are done with euphoria, without afterthought, the future consequences may be injurious to self, family, and this society. Apart from self-invasion, we also look at the issue of unethical collection of the data by unsuspected persons. It is also noticed that when people post information online, this information they post online can actually go beyond their intention. People whom those information were not posted for can actually access it online. It is a challenge. Then we also have another issue of privacy and privacy settings. There are privacy settings on our social media platforms, but it is seen that most of the users do not even know these privacy settings. It is a challenge. And some of the information we post online, it can actually be transferred to third-party users, which is a very serious problem. But then, to drive the information, the situation home in this study, we look at what we call context collapse. Context collapse, particularly in Facebook. When information are sent on Facebook, all relationships on Facebook are grouped in binary form, either friend or not friend. But in the real life, it is not just all about everybody being your friend at the same time. So friends on social media share uniform or information unilaterally, and the expectation of friends on posts and comments may differ. Let's look at objectives of this study. The objectives of this study, number one, is to identify the most commonly used social media platforms where residents, that is the residents of Sabo in Chiku local government area of South of Kaduna State, where their personal information are exposed. Another objective is to assess residents' knowledge of social media privacy settings for protection of personal data. Number three is to determine the potential risk associated with disclosing personal information on social media platforms. And then finally, to evaluate the relationship between social media practices and the protection of privacy and information integrity. This study is actually hinged on the communication privacy management theory, which explains how individuals regulate personal information disclosure and the boundaries they create to manage privacy in digital and social media environments. Methodology. The study adopted a survey research method to generate empirical data from residents of Sabo in Chiku local government area of Kaduna State. structured questionnaire was administered to a sample of 377 respondents selected through a multi-stage sampling technique. The instrument measured respondents' social media usage patterns, awareness of privacy settings, and perceived dangers of online disclosure. Two hypotheses were formulated and tested using the chi-square statistical analysis to determine relationships between variables. Then data were actually analyzed quantitatively, allowing for objective interpretation of privacy behaviors, awareness levels, and digital technology's role in the safeguarding personal information among social media users in the study area. The findings of the study, number one, show that there is low awareness in terms of what? Many residents exhibit low awareness of social media privacy rights and available protection features. Some of them don't know their privacy rights on social media. So that even when these rights are infringed upon, they don't know, they don't even know. And this lack of awareness is a very big challenge. Number two finding of the study is there is high exposure, very high exposure of these users to Facebook in particular, followed by WhatsApp and then Instagram. These are the primary platforms where personal information of these users in this area of study are frequently exposed. Then number three, the study discovered that there is inadequate use of privacy settings. Yes, there are some privacy settings which can enable a user. For example, on Facebook, we have something like private, public, but the study discovered that most users lack adequate knowledge of privacy settings, and this actually increases the vulnerability to data misuse. Then the study also discovered that there's a significant relationship between the risk of personal information disclosure and the protection of privacy and information integrity. On this, the study concludes that all users frequently disclose personal information without understanding the risk. When we say all users here, we mean the users in the area of study. They disclose personal information without understanding the risk, making them vulnerable to privacy invasion. And strengthening awareness and responsible use of social media is crucial for safeguarding personal data. Based on these findings, the study makes the following recommendations. One, residents should actively learn and apply platform-specific privacy settings. Until users begin to use the privacy settings in social media platforms, they will continue to be vulnerable, they will continue to be exposed to the dangers inherent in personal information disclosure on social media platforms. Number two recommendations, users must exercise caution when posting personal content to avoid unintended exposure. Yes, sometimes what you post goes beyond the audience you intended for. Somebody sees your comment online or your post online, he shares to another platform. That's how it keeps going. Before you know it, the information goes beyond your intended audience, and that can be a danger to personal information disclosure. Number three, the study also recommends that digital literacy campaigns should be strengthened within the community. Yes, we actually discovered in this study that most people within that environment, they don't have digital literacy, and that is the commonest problem. That is the major issue why they are disposed to vulnerability when they post information. The one that should be, they don't have boundaries, no boundary, because there is no digital literacy. Number four, the study recommends that authorities should encourage reporting of privacy violations. Oh, this is very serious. We discovered that even when rights of persons are violated, they don't report. Number one, some don't know that their rights have been violated. Number two, even when some know, they don't report, either because they don't have the morale or they don't even know where to report or how to go about it. And finally, the study recommends that social media platforms must adopt more ethical, more transparent data protection measures. Yes, sometimes we find out that we think the information we post online are safe, they are protected, but the question remains, how protected, how safe are this information? Because we know that they are also open to networking sites. These social media networking sites have access to all this information posted. So what is the degree of confidentiality? What is the degree of protection that our information on social media have? So social media platforms or social networking sites should be more ethical. There is need for ethical soundness in information protection. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Equinif Rafael, for your very interesting paper from a Nigerian context. We feel after listening to you, there are so many similarities between India and Nigeria in terms of the need for more and more digital literacy. And as more and more number of people in our country have a smartphone in their pocket, they might not be adequately be having the proficiency or the literacy or the skills to really think on issues like privacy or invasion of somebody else's private space. These are issues that will require more and more, intervention from communication scholars as well as from the industry and as well as from these platforms. So I thank you for your interesting paper, and we move ahead to the next presenter. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Yeah. So we have Dr. Amechi A. Chukwu from Department of Mass Communication, Evangel University, Akese, Nigeria. Do we have Dr. Amechi Chukwu amidst us today? If not, then we can move forward. So that was Dr. Amechi A. Chukwu. If Dr. Amechi Chukwu is not present, then I invite Dr. Basil Uche Onyeneho and Dr. Godwin Chikoe Okoye. Are you available here? Yes, yes.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, yes. So I request you to make your presentation on reporting the
Dr. Basil is here.
Sahel, reinforced drone journalism in the battle of wits and security. Yes, please continue, Dr. Basil Uche Onyehu or Dr. Godwin Chikoe Okoye. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for giving me the platform. Good morning, everyone. I am Dr. Basil Uche Onyeneho. I am presenting this paper with Dr. Godwin Chiwoke Okoye. I am of the Department of Mass Communication, Evangel University, Akese, Nigeria, while Dr. Okoye is of the Department of Mass Communication, Caritas University, Enugu, Nigeria. The topic of our presentation this morning is reporting the Sahel, reinforcing drone journalism in the battle of wits and security. I'm having a problem with my device here, so I cannot share my screen from here. I requested if I could be assisted from that end. That was why I sent my PowerPoint earlier on. I don't know if I can have that assistance. Hello?
Madam Deepshikha, do you have doctor's presentation with you for sharing?
Okay, while that is being done, can I move on?
Sir, I'm sharing PPT.
Yeah, she's sharing.
Okay, as a word of introduction, while that is coming up, the contemporary journalism practice is faced with ripple challenges of fulfilling its societal demands. What are these demands? One, acting as a surveillance tool or a watchdog to the society, and secondly, as an information conveyor to the society. There have been much dependence on technology to facilitate news hunting and reporting, and impacting greatly on news value. In the current world of real-time news and information gathering, journalists are shifting technology towards Internet of Things and innovating the processes of news gathering and reporting through the use of drones. Drones have provided aerial perspective of news gathering, which allow journalists to collect and present different perspectives of news. Now, what is the statement of this problem? Studies have shown that journalists have faced a lot of challenges. Some lost their lives while reporting, while trying to obtain information from the line or from the theater of wars. At times, because of crisis, civil disturbances, protests, wars, and other forms of criminality and insecurity. In the Sahel region of Africa, Erosion of crisis and insecurity matters have made it challenging for journalists to report some of the issues happening behind the lines. Studies have pointed out a tremendous increase in the use of drones over the years to enhance journalism practice and other fields of human endeavor. The gap this study is therefore trying to fill is that a lot of studies have reported the ravaging situation in the Sahel orchestrated by insecurity. Some have also looked at journalism activities going on in the area, particularly dwelling on the safety and security of the media operators in the region. Sparse attention have been paid or have been given to the worry and fears of journalists obtaining full or detailed information behind the lines that could enrich media content while remaining unhurt, while remaining safe. This fear can be allayed by the adoption of the use of UAV or the drone. This is the gap that the study intends to fill. Now, what are the objectives of this study? The focal point of this inquiry is that, one, to determine the role of drone technology in real-time and accuracy reporting journalism practice, particularly in the reportage of insecurity in the northeast area of Nigeria, which is part of the Sahel region. Number two, evaluate the extent drone journalism has leveraged safety of practitioners in the reportage of the security issues in the area. And thirdly, assess the perception of Nigerian journalists on drone journalism as an edge to safety and accessibility to news in the reportage of insecurity in the northeast area. Now, if we look at the Sahel region cuts across Senegal, Mauritania, Mali, Niger, Chad, Sudan, Eritrea, and Ethiopia, and also some part of the northeast zone of Nigeria. The Norwegian Refugee Council described the Sahel as the world's most neglected and conflict-ridden region. In the region, there is the region is currently overwhelmed with different forms of criminality and insecurity which go unreported because journalists could not assess the scenes due to the inherent threats the scenes pose to lives and practice. Currently, the region is pelted with diverse and severe and complex security issues ranging from extremist groups activities, organized crimes, weapons and arms trafficking and racketeering, politically motivated crisis, and environmental climate change emergencies. Non-state actors are also on the prowl in the area. There have been accentuated violence targeting the weak and vulnerable populations of the Sahel region. As at 2024, studies showed that the region accounted for about 51% of global terrorism-related deaths. Several abduction and kidnapping cases are also reported almost on a daily basis in the region. Most of times, journalists find it difficult to trail such emerging situations for news reportage because they lack the technological capacity to do that. And such cases go on and continue to go on unreported. Now, according to Sima Sami Bahus, Executive Director of the United Nations Entity for Gender Equality and Empowerment of Women, the Sahel is where the world's gravest concerns converge. Terrorism, environmental collapse, poverty, hunger, dwindling economic financing, shrinking humanitarian access. Yet, there is a declining United Nations presence on ground. In her words, Sahel abduction is not a byproduct of terrorism, but it is a tactic. In some of the Sahel countries, the number of women and girls abducted rose by over 200% in 2024. Less cannot be said to have been abducted in other countries of the Sahel, including Nigeria. African Center for Strategic Studies in 2023 posited that the Sahel continues to be the region experiencing the most violent events and fatalities. Now, we are talking about the drone. A drone is a type of aircraft often referred to as an unmanned area vehicle, UAV, which does not need a pilot on board to fly. It is a remote-controlled device or onboard computers. Efforts to use the drone for surveillance activities and also for media reportage began in 1946. The drone technology in news gathering and reporting, contemporary values of news in the journalism professional practice are undergoing technological transformation due to the integration or adoption of new ways of gathering information. One of such new ways is the use of the drone. Now, with the use of the drone, you can see that one reporter with the drone technology can report and get as much details as 20 conventional reporters who are on the ground. Possibly, they may not even be able to get all the details that this drone reporter could obtain. Now, what are the theories that form the theoretical framework of this study? We have technological determinism theory, TDI, and also the diffusion of innovations theory. These theories assume that technology shapes society and human behavior, where technological innovations often drive social change and stimulate new forms of communication. Methodology. Mixed method approach was used for this research. One is survey, which helped us to collect quantitative data, and also thematic key performance interview, KPI, which yielded qualitative data. Now, we analyzed the data using chi-square goodness of fit statistical tool to analyze the quantitative data, while we use text-building analytical approach to analyze the KPI responses. Findings. Three key findings were made in this study. Number one, although the use of drone is not popular among journalists in the study area, they, however, acknowledge the indispensability of the device for effective real-time and accuracy reporting of security matters in that part of the Sahel region. They further acknowledge that it has broadened the scope of news gathering, increased their speed of reporting, and has further afforded them the ease of news delivery, both in quantity and in quality-wise. Number two, finding. The technology has enhanced increased safety of the practitioners in reporting events risk-free, encouraged the reportage of hard-to-reach areas, and facilitated the collection of minute details, which ordinarily could have been near impossible through conventional news gathering approach. The implication of this is that the adoption of drone technology in journalism in the Sahel region has innovated the practice and facilitated contemporary best practices of the profession in the region's media landscape. And the final finding is that journalists in the area perceive that drone journalism is an aid to safety and accessibility to news in the reportage of insecurity in the northeast Nigeria. Consequently, the device has the potential to enrich journalism and equip it to deliver more efficiently and effectively than other forms of reportorial tasks, particularly in the contemporary information superhighway age. Conclusion: the adoption of drone technology in the journalism practice for news gathering and reporting promises an avalanche of prospects, enriching the news content, increasing news credibility, ensuring fast delivery, guaranteed safety of reporters in the Sahel, and broadening the scope of reporting. Although it portends humongous benefits for the journalism operators as well as media establishments, its slow adoption in this area poses a great threat to the saturation of the device in this Sahel newsroom. Its adoption, therefore, will not create a new or distinct form of reportorial activity, but will be a value addition to the extant technological evolution in the journalism practice. What recommendations did we make? One, with the journalists acknowledging the numerous significance of drone technology in the contemporary journalism practice, media organizations in the Sahel region should find ways to skew their media technological acquisition interest towards drone integration. This effort will increase their user gratification, thereby enhancing audience affinity to the media outlets. Number two, supervisory agencies of government should emphasize strict regulatory policies surrounding drone acquisition and use by media organizations, inability to do this will amount to hindering information access and denial of the people the right to information. And finally, journalism training institutions should integrate drone technology in their curricula to enhance the pedagogical knowledge of journalism students while undergoing training in journalism education in their various institutions. Invariably, this will help increase their knowledge and perception of the technology, adequately equipping them for practice when they eventually graduate to face news hunting. Thank you so very much for accommodating me and for giving us this platform.
Thank you so much, Dr. Basiluche. We have completely run out of time actually for this particular session. So there were points that needed to be discussed in detail, but we will keep it for another day today because we have one more presenter, the last presenter. He's Dr. Stella Nelson of Beja from AKJ. Is Dr. Stella available? Is Dr. Stella Nelson available in this room? So if not, then we come to the end of this particular session on information integrity in the digital age. I thank.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, madam. Yes.
So there's one more presenter.
Yeah.
She was not able to present yesterday.
Okay.
Miss Aarti Vats.
Okay, we'll invite her for her presentation, but we'll also request her to keep it very short because we have totally run out of time. Yes.
Miss Aarti.
Good afternoon, sir. Sir, may I share my screen?
Please start your presentation. Yes.
Sir, it is visible.
Your presentation is not visible.
Okay, sir. Sir, I hope now it is visible.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
My research topic is Gender Silence and Resistance, a critical study of communication and marginalized voice in the yellow wallpaper. These are the details of my and my supervisors. The abstract of this research paper: communication is essential for identity and social progress, yet women and marginalized groups have historically been denied equal voice. This study aligns with the theme Global Issues and Media Response on Women, Equity and Voice, examining gender silencing in both private and public sphere. Through C.P. Gilman, The Yellow Wallpaper, the research highlights the emotional and psychological effect of enforced silence and patriarchal control. The objective of my research is to examine how gendered communication struggles in society have women and marginalized voice in both public and private sphere, to analyze Charlotte Perkin Gilman, The Yellow Wallpaper, as literally psychological, emotional, and social consequence of enforced silence control, to explore how literature and media functions as platform for resistance, reclaiming agency for marginalized voices, to investigate the persistence of communication inequalities in context and societal context despite feminist progress and evolving media languages, to identify strategies including activism, inclusive media practice to empower marginalized voice and promote equitable communication. The literature review. This literature review examines the historical silence of women, communication empowerment, and psychological effect of silencing, and focusing on the novel is linked to the theme Gender Silence and Critical Study of Communication and Marginalized Voice in the Yellow Wallpaper highlights women marginalized voice and their fight for equality. The historical silence of women, scholars like Sandra Gilbert and Sushant, century women writers used to literature to challenge patriarchal constraint. Wallpaper reflect women marginalized through the protagonist for the entrapment and symbolize the wallpaper. Communication as empowerment. And next one is feminist literary criticism and social change. Feminist literary criticism uncovers hidden voices and emphasizes how literature, including the Yellow Wallpaper novel, has historical always advocated for the change and next towards an inclusive future. The review concludes that the novel critique of silencing and a call for gender equality and connecting past literary reflection activism and social justice efforts. These are the research questions. How does the silencing of women in the novel reflect the historical gender-based marginalized in literature and society? The protagonist in the novel is subjected to patriarchal suppress her voice and agency. These silences reflect broader give me 1 second. The next research question is, what are the persistent barriers to inclusive communication and how can future research and educational intervention address the marginalization of voice in literature and society? Despite advancement, barriers such as cultural biases, patriarchal norms, and unequal access to platforms still hinder inclusive communication. The Yellow Wallpaper illustrates this barrier through the protagonist's isolation and loss of voice. Future research can focus on educational and policy-based intervention that promote gender-inclusive communication and amplify marginalized voice. The methodology I have used in my research paper is feminist literary analysis, examines how gender dynamics, power structures, and silencing are depicted in the novels and the other literary text, focus on themes, symbol, and historical context to highlight pattern of marginalization, and comparative analysis, compare the historical silences depicted in the Yellow Wallpaper with contemporary communication challenges and solution. For example, digital activism, literature, and feminist movement help stress the evolution of communication from past to present. And third methodology, I have used the qualitative research, content analysis, and case study, analyzing literary text, historical documents, and feminist writing to explore how communication has historically been used to resistance silencing. Case study of movement like Me Too can demonstrate how digital communication challenging historical barrier. Interviews or survey, if feasible, can provide contemporary persistence on voice, agency, and marginalization. The result and analysis of this research. This section analyzes the finding of the research, examining how Charlotte Perkin Gilman, the Yellow Wallpaper, reflect the theme, global issue and media response on women, equity and voice, the changing face on global media within the broader research topic, gender, silence and resistance, a critical study of communication and marginalized voices in the Yellow Wallpaper. The novel serves as a powerful case study that highlights the intersection of silence, communication, gender, and social justice. By analyzing the protagonist's journey, the result emphasizes the significance of communication in resisting marginalization, asserting autonomy, and promoting equality. I have used the three main result and analysis, which is the based on communication and historical silencing of women. And second, the Yellow Wallpaper as a symbol of resistance and empowerment. And third, psychological consequences of silencing, feminist literary criticism and social justice. Conclusion and future implication. In conclusion, the analysis reveals that the Yellow Wallpaper is a powerful critique of silencing and a call for gender equality. The protagonist's journey from silencing to symbolic resistance highlights the importance of communication in breaking the cycle of marginalization and promoting social justice. This finding underscores the enduring relevance of Gilman's work and its connection to contemporary struggle with modern feminist activism. The research contribute to a deeper understanding of the role of communication in gender, silence, and resistance, a critical study of communication and marginalized voice in the Yellow Wallpaper novel. This research emphasized the significance of communication as a tool for empowerment and resistance, linking Charlotte Perkins Gilman, the Yellow Wallpaper, to the broader theme of this conference. The novel critiques the patriarchal silence of women and illustrates how the protagonist enforced isolation, loss, or self-expression, and descent into madness reflect the historical marginalization of women. The symbol yellow wallpaper represents the constraint imposed on women, while the protagonist's act of tearing it down serves as a metaphor for resistance and reclaiming agency. Gilman critique remains relevant today, resonating with modern feminist movements like Me Too, which use communication to challenge systematic silence. The parallel between historical and contemporary struggles demonstrate communication enduring role in amplifying marginalized voice and fighting for gender equality. The research also examined the psychological consequence of silencing as seen in the protagonist's mental breakdown, highlighting the impact of marginalization on mental health. By analyzing the yellow wallpaper through feminist literary criticism and communication theory, this study underscores the importance of inclusive communication in challenging oppression and promoting social justice. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, Dr. R.T. Vats. And now I hand over to
Sir, one
Dr.
more minute, sir. So Dr.
Yes.
Ojaku and Dr. Amici has also joined there because of network issue. They were not able to present earlier.
Yeah. So we ask them to make their presentation now?
Yes, sir. Okay, sir.
Yes, yes.
Thank you, sir.
So I invite Dr. Amici to kindly make his presentation. And please keep it short because we have totally run out of time. We are on extended time now.
Thank you very much. My name is Amechi Chukwu. I am from Evangel University, Nigeria. The title of my paper is Safeguarding Information Integrity in Digital Brand Communication. I will do my best to observe some level of brevity. Background: the digital age has transformed how brands communicate and interact with consumers. Platforms such as social media, websites, and influencer networks now shape brand visibility and consumer perception. As digital communication grows, challenges such as misinformation, content manipulation, unauthorized advertising, and inconsistent messaging threaten the integrity of brand information. In the Nigerian beverage sector, brands like Pepsi rely heavily on digital channels to engage consumers and promote products. However, the openness of digital spaces exposes brands to risk of distorted information from unofficial retailers, influencers, and user-generated content. Maintaining information integrity, the accuracy, reliability, and consistency of digital content has therefore become very critical to sustaining consumer trust and brand credibility. This study investigates how Pepsi ensures information integrity in its digital brand communication within Enugu in Nigeria. Statement of the problem. Despite Pepsi's strong digital presence in Nigeria, consumers frequently encounter conflicting promotional messages, manipulated images, and misleading posts from non-official sources. Unauthorized distributors sometimes advertise outdated prices or expired promotions, causing confusion and distrust. The lack of coordinated digital communication and weak verification mechanisms threaten the authenticity of Pepsi's brand messaging. This study therefore examines these challenges and the strategies Pepsi adopts to maintain information integrity. Now, let me go straight to the objectives of the problem. The general objective is to assess how Pepsi safeguards information integrity in digital brand communication in Enugu, Nigeria. Then specific objectives: to examine consumers' trust in Pepsi's official digital platforms. B, to identify sources and types of misinformation affecting Pepsi's digital communication. To assess the consistency of Pepsi's unofficial promotion messages. To recommend strategies for enhancing information integrity across Pepsi digital ecosystem. Now, the basic research questions are as follows. How do consumers perceive the credibility of Pepsi's digital communication channels? What are the major sources of misinformation about Pepsi online? How consistent are Pepsi's messages across different digital platforms? What measures can improve the integrity of Pepsi's digital information? The significance of the study. The study contributes to the growing body of knowledge on digital communication integrity in Nigeria. It provides insights for brand managers, digital marketers, and retailers on managing misinformation and strengthening digital governance. Consumers benefit from improved information literacy, while scholars gain data for further research. The scope of the study is limited to Pepsi digital marketing practices and consumer perceptions within Enugu State, focusing on social media, brand websites, retailers, and influencer-driven content. Now, a look at the literature review. Let's rush straight to the conceptual review. Information integrity refers to the accuracy, completeness, and consistency of information throughout its life cycle. In digital marketing, it ensures that brand messages remain authentic despite rapid online dissemination. Information involves false or misleading information, misinformation involves false or misleading information shared without harmful intent. Content manipulation includes editing or distorting brand messages, images, and messages for deceptive purposes. Digital brand communication encompasses all online interactions aimed at promoting brand identity and consumer engagement. Theoretical framework. The study is anchored on source credibility theory. This theory posits that message acceptance is influenced by the perceived trustworthiness and expertise of the source. This explains why official brand messages attract higher consumer trust than unverified sources. Diffusion of innovations theory describes how information spreads through network. Digital information can diffuse faster than authentic content, influencing consumer attitudes. Empirical review. Oji and Omenwa 2019 found that inconsistent digital messaging weakens brand trust in Nigerian markets. Nwankwo and Akomolafe 2021 noted that misinformation thrives in Nigeria due to low digital literacy and weak content verification. International studies similarly emphasize the need for real-time monitoring and authenticity tools to combat
I think we have network problem here. So do we conclude here, or we wait for a couple of or a minute for Dr. Amitji to restore the network if possible?
I think you can give your concluding remarks. And
Concluding remarks, sir. We conclude with Dr. Amitji's midway. He was midway through his presentation, but because of network problem, we could not continue. So, because of paucity of time, do we conclude, sir, with concluding remarks by the chair, or we wait for him, sir?
I think you are chairing the session.
So let us call it a day, because we are already past our allotted time. So I take this opportunity to first of all express my gratitude, thanks and gratitude to the organizers of this international conference, 2-day conference, particularly Professor Sanjeev Bhanawat and the Writers Reservoir for putting up this very thought-provoking conference, which deals with a multitude of issues that afflict and affect us today in this age of artificial intelligence, in this age of digitality. So I had just prepared a short brief for publication of an abstract that Professor Sanjeev Bhanawat has asked for. I think I will take this opportunity to read out some of my, brief ideas about what I thought and what I think about media education at this present time of immense, tumult and churning. So I had just written these 2 paragraphs on media education at the crossroads, a view from the periphery. So since we all, particularly we had friends from Nigeria and mostly from Nigeria and of course India. So we belong to this conglomerate called the Global South. So some of the issues, most of the issues related to communication, infrastructure, the superstructure, the substructure, and the audiences and the technology and all these issues that have come as a result of these new phenomenon and developments are similar. So in that context, I had, for the particular conference, I had written this too. I think I will take this opportunity to read it out. The following observations are based on my 2 decades of teaching media and communication at a mass communication department located in the so-called remote periphery of our country, that is the northeast of India. Media and communication education in the global south, including India, is at a critical inflection point. The field continues to remain constrained by a significant theory and practice gap. The curricula of most media departments are often failing to keep pace with the rapid technology-triggered disruptions in the media and communication industry. Not to mention, the academic discipline also continues to remain heavily reliant on Western theoretical frameworks. This calls for an urgent need to de-Westernize and decolonize media education in the global south, moving beyond teaching and learning imported and mostly Western paradigms into investing our energies on developing context-specific indigenous knowledge that empowers students to analyze their own complex socio-political milieus and media landscapes. A crucial pathway to achieving this is through developing and implementing a culture-specific and a grounds-up research paradigm in our field, informed by indigenous knowledge and community-rooted epistemologies. Elevating the quality and the methodologies of communication research in our country requires moving beyond the objective and the empirical West-inspired survey questionnaires and focus group templates for data collection. We must pioneer our own methodologies rooted in qualitative storytelling, traditions, oral histories, visual ethnographies, community-led participatory models, or any other culture-specific data collection approaches designed to capture the unique rhythms, context, and meaning-making processes of our own diverse communities and peoples. It is the foundation to make media education and research truly relevant and meaningful. The fight for decolonizing media education must therefore extend from critiquing the old textbooks to actively building a new culturally grounded tool for understanding our unique world through our own indigenously developed lenses. So I think this idea also fits into the session that we had today. We had a wonderful session on we had these 10 presenters putting up issues ranging from AI synthetic control, the credibility of AI content by Vani Bhatnagar, to a topic on AI integration in our regional media entertainment industry. We had Rishikesh Mandlik making up a strong case for how AI has integrated into the Marathi, production of their entertainment content. Then we had NL. She had a brief presentation, or she made a presentation on media narratives on AI, a study of Indian English online news portal, very pertinent to understanding how this topic of artificial intelligence is foregrounded by some of the mainstream news networks or news houses of our country. Then we had Dilip Kumar or Dilip Khan making a very interesting presentation on the ad spend on the digital platform, particularly on Meta Facebook, by the major political parties during the recent assembly elections in Bihar. Very interesting paper. And then we had Hare Krishna Pradhan and Dr. Smriti Padhi putting up a joint paper on the normalization, another very interesting perspective on the normalization of violence in popular culture. Then we had Sheila, a lady from, she had put up a brief presentation on the study of work-life balance of women in the IT sector. Then we had friends from Nigeria. Assessment of the digital technology in the protection of privacy in the Kaduna state in Nigeria, where several interesting perspectives were put forward, and followed by another paper by Dr. Basil and Dr. Godwin on reporting the Sahel, a huge area cutting across different countries in the Northern African region or in the Central African region, where he talks about this emerging area of drone journalism. So we have seen the application of drone being weaponized in recent conflicts in the Middle East and in South Asia. And then he has brought this idea about drone journalism. Aarti Vaz, she could not make her presentation yesterday. She took the opportunity to make her presentation today on an interesting aspect from literature, where she talks about gender, silence and resistance in one of the feminist literature called the Yellow Wallpaper. And then we had Dr. Amici A. Chukwu, who spoke about safeguarding information integrity in digital brand communication, taking up the case study of PepsiCo in Nigerian context. So I think it has been a very successful, a successful exchange of ideas between the presenters today, and of course the audience also who were present today in this session. And I hope this conversation, it may not be possible to discuss everything in a very limited time, but we take this conversation sometimes to several other private spaces, or we may also get in touch with each other individually in different through different platforms. But I take this opportunity to thank the organizers once again, and I think we can call this session closed now. Thank you, Professor Bhanawat and Madam Deepshikha. Yes.
Thank you so much, sir. Before we conclude, I extend my heartfelt thanks to all the paper presenter for their insightful and well-researched contribution. Your presentation brought deep diversity and rich academic perspective to this session. Each paper added a unique dimension to our collective understanding of information integrity in the digital age. We deeply appreciate the time, effort, and intellectual commitment you invested in preparing and presenting your work. I would also like to express my sincere gratitude to our session chair, Professor S.M. Al-Fared Hussain. Sir, your guidance, expert observation, and constructive feedback have truly enriched this session. We are grateful for the clarity and academic rigor you brought to the discussion. As a token of gratitude and appreciation, we take immense pleasure in felicitating Professor Hussain with a virtual memento and certificate on behalf of the organizing team. This gesture symbolizes our respect for his remarkable academic contribution and the gracious presence in the today session. Thank you, sir. All the participants to please switch on the camera for a group photograph.
Hello?
Thank you very much.
Hello?
We look forward for
Hello?
your continued participation in the next technical session. Thank you, everyone. It is starting very shortly. Thank you, everyone, for making this session meaningful,
Next session
productive,
at,
and
Hello?
intellectually
next session at
stimulating.
2 p.m.
Hello?
Thank you.
Hello?
Thank you, madam.
Thank you,
Hello?
sir. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you, everyone.
Hello?
Are you saying something? Yes, please
Yes,
tell.
Please, I've not presented. I don't know whether there's another session where I present that's still remaining.
You could
Please,
not present your paper.
I find it difficult to join all this while. And I've joined. I don't know whether there's another session where I present. I'm
Now
from
in the
Nigeria.
next session at 2 p.m. You can
All right.
present in.
Thank you, sir. 2
Thank you.
p.m. Indian time.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.